Hi, I'm Mark Fletcher. I'm Vice President of Public Safety Solutions at 911 Inform, and this is an audio version of my latest blog, 911, Over 50 Years of Hidden Costs and the Next Generation of Savings. Support for 911 emergency calling for multi-line telephone systems that are used for enterprises needs to be more widely understood by system administrators. Most often, because of the complexity of 911, they often look for plug-and-play add-ons where they can set it and forget it. Now, while that may be valid for kitchen rotisseries sold by the infamous Ron Popeil, it's not the proper way to purchase or install a life safety solution. And by doing so, you may end up spending a considerable amount of money each month on services that are providing no value at all. Legacy E911 solutions. In the legacy E911 environment, everything from the caller's identity to their location was based on a telephone number and a database record stored behind it called the Automatic Location Information Database Record, or ALI. Now, when ALI was first designed over 40 years ago, the communication industry was much different and the needs of public safety were much less complex than today. Telephone devices typically resided at fixed locations. The movement of devices were controlled and administered by the phone company, and rarely did devices exist at multiple locations simultaneously. Now, based on these rules, each device's telephone number, or TN, was the ideal identifier for the ALI record. As for ALI, the record was built for a tabular database with structured fields of specific length, totaling 512 bytes. Now, while additional records could be added if needed to the end of the record, lengthening an individual field would have an impact on over 6,000 respective agencies, as well as any software that interacted with the ALI database. Today, the technology in phones has evolved to the point where the ALI database is significantly handicapping new capabilities, like mobility and multiple appearances of the device. Hidden 911 costs and where to look. With the end of the year upon us, many customers are finding a little line item labeled as a 911 recovery fee on their telephone bill. This figure includes costs for the number of individual ALI records used for E911 reporting. Now, examining the detail of these charges will reveal that each ALI record could be carrying a monetary fee from $1 to $3 per number. And this is where the rub begins. The record contains a single field, typically 30 characters in length, that is used to convey specific information about a station location, but it's often left blank or unclear enough to provide any real meaning. Reducing the costs with ELINs and what you lose in return. Consider that you have 1,000 employees and are tracking location at the station level. Regardless of whether your employee is home, remote, or hybrid, that environment could be costing you $12,000 to $36,000 annually for ALI records, which would be on top of any solution used to track and update the basic location. Now, to reduce these annual buried expenses, many organizations introduced the Emergency Location Identification Number concept, or ELINs. Now, this is simply a grouping of stations that have common location areas under a single reporting phone number, or ELIN. So in our previous example of 1,000 users, if they were spread across 10 floors, they may only consume 10 ELINs for 911 call reporting in the building. This reduces the number of ALI records from 1,000 to only 10, assuming 100 stations per floor. Now that provides a cost savings of 90% right there. But with this reduction of ELINs, the granularity achieved was sacrificed by reducing the exact location to the floor level on every specific station. Depending on the building configuration, this may not be a big deal or a concern, but it's something that does need to be considered. Addressing the core problem. It's safe to say that any E911 solution on the market today attempts to tweak or manipulate the existing E911 databases, but is fighting an uphill battle with very little possibility of solving the actual problem. This is because the core issue is not just a technology deficiency, but an operational deficiency that developed over the years. Fixing the technology deficiency without addressing the functional deficiencies won't correct the problem. And in the same light, improving the operational flaw without addressing the technology deficiencies will also fail. A new model, a new method, and a brand new solution. Next generation 911 solutions address the core issue and can deliver a very efficient and effective technology fix to the limitations of the existing E911 architecture. Next Gen 911 payload information is IP-based. It's free-form and extensible. The information and the data can reference additional resources, which can then lead elsewhere to other data, creating a virtually unlimited information reserve. This new radical concept requires only a single static record in the public safety databases, which eliminates the need and mechanisms to keep information current in that public database. The URL reference there remains constant and simply points to the dynamic real-time information stored externally in the enterprise network. This is important because a valid query by an authorized ECC returns the current near real-time data, and with that, the added ability for two-way communication between the systems and personnel if desired. Extending data to the field. A very common area of confusion for location information is who needs the data. Depending on the context of the data, is going to dictate the answer to that question. First, the ECC's initial call taker and incident dispatcher require location information. The appropriate resources can't be assigned or understand where they're needed without that information. Likewise, knowing that the incident is taking place in cubicle 2C 231 is information that's irrelevant to the dispatcher, but absolutely critical to those responding directly to the scene. This changes the format in which the information gets delivered and requires that it be tailored to be relevant for each recipient, eliminating confusion and increasing the data's usefulness. For example, dispatchers need jurisdictional information to assign the proper response units to the incident. Teams responding need to understand the building entrance information that allows ingress that's most expedient. Responders that are entering the building likely need floor plan data to locate the incident, as well as the most expedient way to get there safely. And incident management wants an overall picture to assist in managing the incident and resources. Now, I'm proud to say that 911 Inform has taken the problem of 911 location reporting, providing situational awareness to the first responders, and extending operational command and control of an entire incident to public safety. And we've also wrapped in comprehensive information that we collect from IoT sensors in one clean, neat package. That enables enterprise users to quickly solve any compliance issues for Kerry's Law, Ray Baum's Act, and Alyssa's Law. For more information on enterprise solutions that can solve your problem, go to www.911inform.com. There you'll find an overview of the solution, use cases, and the information you need to make your building safe and compliant. I'm Mark Fletcher, ENP, and I'm the Vice President of Public Safety Solutions at 911 Inform. You can follow me on Twitter at Fletch911, and there's additional contact information on my LinkedIn profile as well as Facebook. Feel free to reach out with any questions or anything I can help you with. Thanks again so much for checking out this blog or audio podcast. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to like below. And if you want to be notified of future content, don't forget to subscribe. Best wishes for continuous safe holiday, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks again.